Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you a brand new deck profile for the EX-01 and BT6 format. This time, it's insects. Yes, we're going full Weevil Underwood here. We'll be covering a insect deck that takes advantage of some of the new EX-01 insect's abilities to digivolve into a level 6 when attacking, and also pairing that with the previously released Mimi and Izzy with a similar effect, and pretty much guaranteeing we get into a level 6 out of nowhere. Well, not really out of nowhere, but when our opponent isn't expecting it. And so, yeah, let's jump right into that. Alright, so as always, we're going to start out with the babies. We'll have 4 copies of Minamon and 1 copy of Pinamon. So Minamon, when attacking, if you attack one of your opponent's Digimon, this Digimon gains 1000 DP. And then Pinamon, once returned when attacking, if you attack an opponent's Digimon, trigger draw 1. Both of them have a pretty much a similar effect. Pinamon is a once a turn, but Minamon gives us the extra DP, while Pinamon gives us extra draw power. Alright, moving on to our level 3s. There's a few of them that we're running here. We got 4 copies of the EX-01 Tentamon, 3 copies of the starter deck Tentamon, 1 copy of BT1 Tentamon, and then 3 copies of Bakumon from BT6, and 1 BT3 Terriermon for memory control. So this Tentamon, the EX-01 Tentamon, its effect when attacking, the next time one of your Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon with Insectoid or Ancient Insectoid in its type, this turn, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 1. So Tentamon here, his effect is just to help us digivolve into a higher level for a cheaper cost. You'll be able to use them. You'll be able to use that effect right after you've attacked, which in this case, with this deck, you're not going to be attacking until you're a level 5. And we'll get to that here in a minute, but essentially it's going to reduce your cost to digivolve into a level 6 by 1. The starter deck Tentamon is our searcher. On play, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a green Digimon card, add it to your hand. Otherwise, place it at the bottom of your deck. And then this 1 copy of Tentamon, this one's not necessary. You could swap it out for more of the searcher or the Bakumon or whatever you, maybe a 2 cost if you want. But this one has a inheritable effect. When attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. And in this deck, like many green decks, suspending is a very important feature that allows you to maximize the power of your deck, but not so much where it's not the main focus of the deck. And then Bakumon, when attacking, if your opponent has 2 or more suspended Digimon, gain 1 memory. And we already discussed Terriermon, it's for choking your opponent, not allowing them to have memory except by tamer effects. Alright, for our level 4s, we have 4 copies of the BT3 Stingmon, 3 copies of the EX-01 Kawagamon, 2 copies of the Blocker Kabuterimon from the starter set, and then 1 Arbormon. The Stingmon here has a really good effect. On your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, gain 1 memory. In this deck, this effect triggers a lot, because it is one of your main Digimon that you're digivolving through. The Kawagamon is also good as well. Your turn, when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, one of your opponent's suspended Digimon cannot unsuspend during their next unsuspend phase. Kabuterimon, obviously for blocking, and then Arbormon is a hybrid type. This is to be able to digivolve up one of our tamers and get an extra attack in. And now we move into the important level 5s. We have 4 copies of the EX-01 Mega Kabuterimon, 2 copies of the starter deck Mega Kabuterimon, and then 3 copies of Lilamon. Lilamon, you should all know by now, was a big play in the Nidhoggmon deck. She has Digiburst effect to suspend your opponent's Digimon, but she can also do that as a 1 attacking effect with inheritable as long as you have a tamer on the field. And then the EX-01 Mega Kabuterimon's effect allows you, when you attack, you can digivolve into a level 6 from your hand for the cost of its Digivolution. So if it's like herculeskabuterimon, you digivolve for 4. But if you have the Tentamon, the EX-01 Tentamon as an evolution source, now you're digivolving for 3. And then this Mega Kabuterimon from the starter set, on your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. I actually like using this effect quite often. And here in a minute, when we go through the Tamers, you'll have a similar option of digivolving into a level 6 with this one as well. So let's round out our Digimon real quick. We got 4 copies of herculeskabuterimon, 2 copies of Green Insectoid from the BT1, and then a Bancho Stingmon and a Puppetmon to round out our level 6s, and then 2 copies of Chaosmon for our level 7s. The herculeskabuterimon is the main one you're trying to get into, but technically anything but Puppetmon can be digivolved into from one of your level 5s, because these are all Insectoid types. But herculeskabuterimon, your turn, once per turn, when your Digimon with an Insectoid or Ancient Insectoid in its type deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, you may unsuspend this Digimon. Generally, it's going to be herculeskabuterimon that's deleting a Digimon. That's why you still want some of the suspending effects. That's why we're going to be running Needle Spray in this deck as well, because you can suspend a Digimon, destroy it, unsuspend herculeskabuterimon, and attack again. But it also applies to your other ones like Grand Coagamon and Bancho Stingmon as well. This Grand Coagamon is the one that has piercing. Also gains 4,000 DP on your turn, making him very powerful if you need to beat over a larger Digimon. And then Bancho Stingmon, every time I build a green deck, I always include a Bancho Stingmon because he can come in real clutch when facing down, especially in this deck when you can, in most green decks where you can suspend your opponent's Digimon. When he's facing down something that has 12,000 DP or more, he gains 7,000 DP. Making him 16k, which is super powerful, and 2 extra security attacks, meaning you're clearing 3 security checks in one go, plus he has piercing, so he is a perfect addition to a green deck that suspends. And then of course we got 1 Puppetmon. He's just there so you can drop him and suspend Digimon and kind of keep your opponent suspended for a turn. And then Chaosmon, because you can finish up your turn by digivolving into a Chaosmon and get an additional attack in, because his when digivolving effect allows you to unsuspend and attack again, and you can attack even unsuspended Digimon. And with piercing, you still get your security checks. Alright, we got option cards, 3 Needle Spray, and the 1 Hidden Potential Discovered, because why not? A Hidden Potential Discovered is a free evolution. It's too good not to run it. And Needle Spray, of course, for suspending your opponent's Digimon. Then we have 3 copies of Izzy and Mimi, and 2 copies of Ken. So the Ken is our memory setter. Make sure we have at least 3 memory every turn. But also when one of your Digimon, blue or green, but in this case green, deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, you can suspend this Tamer to gain memory. 1 memory. So Ken not only gives us 3 memory every turn, but when we delete Digimon, which we will be doing, we get even more memory. And then Izzy and Mimi, if your opponent has a suspended Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. So the more you have of these, the more extra memory you get. But the main reason for the Izzy and the Mimi is for digivolving into your level 6s. So that's where this deck shines. This is the whole point of this Insectoid deck. Let's say you have Mega Kabuterimon, the EX-01 Mega Kabuterimon. This is the one that has the effect from your hand. When you attack, you can go ahead and digivolve straight into a level 6 for cost. But Mimi and Izzy can actually do the same exact effect, but digivolve for free. And then you pick the cards off top of your deck. So this is just an example. Obviously, your deck will be shuffled up, but this is just an example. When you go to attack with Mega Kabuterimon, you can trigger Izzy and Mimi to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, right? And if one of them is a level 6, you can digivolve for free. That's how Izzy and Mimi works. The more of these you have, the more you get to trigger and more chances you have to digivolve into your level 6 for free. But even if you only had one Mimi and Izzy and it failed, or if for some reason multiple of them failed, even if you still fail to pull a level 6 from the top of your deck, if you have a level 6 in your hand, you can still use Mega Kabuterimon's when attacking effect to Digivolve into herculeskabuterimon for the 4 cost. Or if you had Tentamon as an inheritable, 3 cost. And that's how this deck works. So your entire point of this deck is to build up one of your Digimon into Tentamon, say into Stingmon, and to Mega Kabuterimon, and then attack with that Mega Kabuterimon and get hopefully a free Digivolution. But if you can't, you can at least, you know, pay for the Digivolution straight from your hand and Digivolve that way. Or what I did a lot is, if you didn't have the EX-01 Mega Kabuterimon, the starter deck Mega Kabuterimon is a fantastic option as well, because now you still, when you attack, you still get to trigger Mimi and Izzy to search for a level 6 from the top of your deck, and if you get it, right, you still get to Digivolve for free, but now your Digivolution, now your level 6 has Mega Kabuterimon as an inheritable. And on your turn, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon, you get to trash the top card of their security stack. You've got a 15k attacker, Hercules Kabuterimon, gets an extra 1000 DP for every Insectoid type in its evolution sources. And now, not only do you get to attack their Digimon, delete their Digimon, and unsuspend and do it all over again, but you get to trash their top card of their security. You also get to gain a memory from Stingmon, and if you had Minamon, he gets another 1000 DP for attacking opponent's Digimon, making him 16k in total. Or if you had Pinamon, you get to draw an extra card. That's it. That is the big thing of this deck. There's no crazy gimmick. It's kind of like a little gotcha machine going on here. You use Izzy and Mimi to try to get a free evolution from the top of your deck. And if you don't get it, oh well, at least for this one, you're kind of screwed. But if you're running the EX-01 Mega Kabuterimon, at the very least, you still get to Digivolve straight from your hand. So you don't want to trigger it until you have at least one level 6 in your hand. And it works for any Insectoid type, so it doesn't have to be herculeskabuterimon. It could be Bancho Stingmon, it could be Grand Kawagamon. You could run any of the Grand Kawagamons. There's multiple versions. It's kind of up to you how you want to play it, and that's it. That's how this deck works. I play tested it a couple rounds against somebody's Imperial Dramon deck, and only lost once. Beat them twice in a row and then lost the third time. We played the third match just for fun, so if this was a tournament, I would have already taken the win. Alright, so here is the deck kind of all laid out, make it easier for you to see. The only one you're not seeing underneath my camera here is the Hidden Potential discovered, and then of course the babies. But if you watch the video, you should already know what we're running for those. Hopefully you enjoyed this deck. This deck is actually a lot of fun to play. It may not be the biggest, baddest, most powerful thing, but it is really fun to play. And if you're not playing off against like super top tier OTK decks, any deck that takes a little bit of time to get going, like the Imperial Dramon that I played it against, gives you plenty of time to squash your opponent. So, anyways, thanks for watching. If you want to take a look, see how this deck plays for yourself, you can head over to my Discord server where we have tables available for webcam battles, and you can challenge me anytime you like. I've got this deck available. I've also still got my Machine Dramon deck available if you want to test against that one. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Do me a big old favor, hit that like button. It helps spread that video around the YouTube algorithm a lot better. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, turn on the notification bell. That way you can be alerted anytime I upload a new deck profile or do meta analysis. And I release Digimon TCG important information. I don't cover every little card that gets released. Who has time for that? But I do cover important stuff, news, updates, delays, anything like that. And then if you're interested in supporting the channel, I do have a Patreon. My Patreon members, they get shout-outs in videos, and then sometimes exclusive content, but they also get exclusive items. Things like these custom metal memory counters you can only get for being one of my Patreon members. And I'm also working on creating custom Digimon dice. This has a little Agumon figure inside of it. So those are types of things that you can only get by being a Patreon member. And of course, I do have Playmats. I design Playmats, single player and two-player Playmats. The link to my Etsy store is in the description. I've got 4 designs up right now, a Agumon, as well as a 2-player version, and then a Bushy Agumon playmat. And I'm currently in the workings for another one that will be 2 singles as well as a 2-player playmat for that as well. So, keep your eye out for that one coming. Anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay safe, stay amazing, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!